Hi all, Jonathan Whitaker here. New project today. I'm going to be doing a Megladon tooth. So, if you can see that. But something we watched the Meg, he wanted a tooth. I looked at the cost of them and I thought, hey, I'll just make one. So that one's made out of pine. But I want to do one a little bit more robust, a little bit tougher. So I'm going to be carving it out of a chunk of Jatoba. This extremely heavy-duty, strong wood that polishes up beautifully. So what I've done is I've gone onto Google, found two images, front view, side view. I'm going to cut this out, put it on the wood, stick it through the scroll saw, start carving. A nice simple project, and then I will also be doing some, if you can see there on the bottom, some more little oak leaves, but this time actually out of oak. So two projects on the go, we'll see how they go. Okay, step one, that's my little template, front view, side view. Cut those out. Now I'm going to transfer this size onto the piece of timber and use my table saw to cut it out. Alright, so we got that mostly hacked out on the bandsaw. The bandsaw did not like that, but it's very hard, as I was mentioning. But we have our rough shape. I've left the back, so I have something to carve on. Alright, so now I'm going to actually start shaping the tooth. I'm going to add in the pattern for the root and actually start putting an edge on the sides. Here it goes. Oh, I'm also going to keep all these little bits. Beautiful grain wood, and I'll probably make pendants or something out of those. Alright, let's get to work. Slowly taking shape. Alright, time to start on the other side, I think. Alright, that's how we're looking so far. Trying to get a bit of a scoop into the back and form the root there a little bit more. Gets a bit tricky when it's getting hard to hold it properly. Oh well, we can carry on. Alright, that's how we're looking so far. Done pretty much all the shaping I'm going to do with the chisel. Now I'm going to do some sanding on it. So I'm going to use the drill press. I've got these little hook and loop attachments. Goes right into the drill press. Start with 80 grit, probably take it up to about 3000, get that really nice gleam and shine. Alright, so I'm sanded to 240 grit, mostly everywhere. Just wanted to give a quick sanding tip. For the little tricky areas, use the same hook and loop, but this is a 2-inch or a 50mm hook and loop pad. Get lots of these little discs, they work pretty well. Also too, when you're starting to do contours, use an interface pad. Now this is a sponge, it's a hook and loop sponge. Usually find them in polishing or for car detailing. But yeah, put those on. There's a little bit of flexibility, so when you come to doing sanding the rounded bits, it gives a really nice shine without a flat edge. And lastly, rubber block. These hook and loop pads get clogged really quickly. One of these rubber blocks, touch it on it, or even just rub it, gets all that clogging off. Sticks to the rubber, not the pad. Bit of a tip. Okay, so now we're sanded to about 240 grit. What I need to do now is add the details. So these teeth are serrated, so I'm going to try to use a little file to give a bit of a groove in the teeth. And I've drawn a pencil line over here because there'll be some striations coming down there and on the tooth itself, and then this part will have like a dimpled texture, but I wanted to get it nice and smooth sanding wise, just so I can see where I'm going to be putting my lines. So get in there. And I'm going to use a spherical wood carving burr to add that dimple effect on the top. Alright, that's all the texturing done. Now I'm going to start to smooth and polish. And what I'm going to use to start with is these little DIY sanding mops I make. They're just the 2-inch little hook and loop pads. Put them on a mandrel and they work great. Alright, get a nice polish on it. Now, final step is going to be actually using a buffing pad, buffing wheel, maybe a little bit of polish, and we're done. Come pretty nice. Okay, we're buffed and polished and looking pretty good. I think the one final step I'm going to do is a light coat of linseed oil. Now, be careful when you're using linseed oil because if you're using a rag, because the rags can spontaneously combust, so make sure you get rid of them securely. When I use linseed, I use a brush and I clean it with spirits so I don't have that problem. Okay, last step. And we're all done. That's it. One Megladon tooth carved from Jatoba wood. Nicely polished up. Finished with a coat of linseed oil. I need to make a stand for this. I like the stand I made for my other one. Very simple, bit of pine and a dowel. It's a bit too small for this one. But it works well. So thanks for following me along this little journey. I hope you liked it, learned something, give it a try. You don't have to use the tools I use. You can make these from anything, power carve it, chainsaws, sand it. Just give it a go. Make sure you like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.